How's it, everybody? Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We have the new Climactic Battle event here. We got Stage 2 against the Beast Gohan. And in this video, we're going to be taking down the All Types mission, the movie Bosses mission, and the Uncontrollable Power mission all together. So we got a team set up here. So the trick to getting this team set up correctly is I repeat one more time. You need to have Int Broly and Tech Broly starting turn 1. Even better if you can get the majority of the attack placements in slot 1. You can't always reset for that perfect rotation, but it does help. I suggest running the Corroded Body and Mind support memory, as it gives 25% for 3 turns to Corroded Body and Mind and Gifted Warriors. This will help you kind of deal as much damage as you possibly can until that Cell Max turn for the duration of the fight. Now, so we do have quite a few of attacks in slot 1, so we can stick Broly there. And as you can see with the support, Broly double-digit tanks, which is exactly what we need him to do. We do not counter the super. Now, the thing is, Tech Broly has a 70% chance to counter the super. It doesn't really matter if he counters or not. Yes, you'll take some damage, but he's going to live it. And everybody else here is good enough to survive the normals post-super until past turn 4. So, I mean, as long as you can get lucky enough to live the supers, you're fine. Again, preferably he counters, but even if he doesn't, it's not the worst thing in the world. Although it does impact characters like AGL Broly. AGL Broly is pretty much the only character on this team who cannot live the normals, but he's here because you need an AGL type, and there's not really another AGL type that fits on both Cell Max and Broly's lead. So that's what we had to go with here. So we do miss a stack here, which is, it can hurt, but it's honestly not that big of a deal. I mean, you're not going to be doing that much damage to Beast early on anyways. Really, whether you crit or not, as long as you're getting the stacks in, that's kind of what's more important. Int Broly here, post 12 key super, especially if he gets that extra 50% raise, can actually live the super on turn 1, so that is actually incredibly helpful. But basically, as you're going to see, we set up the turn so we can live turns 1 and turns 3 with this rotation. No problems at all. On turn 5, we will use Broly's active skill and Tech Broly's active skill and just revive out of the super with Int Broly. So that's why that rotation is incredibly important. For this rotation, as long as you can get Cell Max and one of the Janembas on turn 1, doesn't matter whether it's Tech or Fizz, although Fizz is better because he can live pretty easily on this turn, which means you can safely get built up. The only problem is, as you can see, we did take a lot of damage here, so hopefully we can heal it up. It is imperative you use Int Broly's active first and wait to use Cell Max's active, and that is because Cell Max is actually stronger on his second appearance. So again, the reset has to be friend Cell Max plus one of the Janembas on turn 2, preferably Fizz, just because you get those extra links from Legendary Power and he can get built up. And first rotation is the 2 Int and Tech Brolys. That is the setup you need to start and make sure that this plays out well. Obviously, RNG and Super Tech placement can be a bummer, but Beast tends to super slot 1, and for slot 2, that's if he does decide to super us in slot 2, we do have Janemba here who can dodge. Obviously, if you super somebody like STR Broly or AGL Broly, it is game over, but I think if you're trying to get this Uncontrollable Power Mission and you don't have Majin Vegeta, you don't have 16, this is probably going to be your best shot because it allows you to at least have the Cell Max at your disposal. There we go. All right, so Fizz Janemba should tank here after these attacks. Yes, perfect. All right, and then now AGL Broly. AGL Broly will take damage here, right? So I'm not expecting him to live here. So there is that. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, as long as we can get enough supers that we can at least live post-super, then we're fine. Alrighty. There we go. We get another super there. Okay. All right. We did significantly better than I anticipated. All right. Good. Okay. So now most of our attacks are in slot 1 again. There is a chance he could super us slot 2. So that's the other thing. If he supers us slot 2 here, we could potentially lose. Turn 1, Broly can live it because Gohan hasn't gotten built up yet. But turn 2, not a chance. So... we have a choice. We can put Janemba there, but then we lose out on next turn's revive, or we pray that both supers are in slot 1. Even better if we can counter them. So we'll grab that, and then we'll take that. So we'll get the added support from Tech Janemba. Honestly, I guess it's kind of good. Tech Janemba came in here because the added support this turn can be helpful, and we do get the counter. Very nice. Again, it's a 70% to counter, 20 million on that counter rate. So you can see how much that buff takes, and so we don't counter the second one. But as you will see, Tech Broly does double-digit tank here. There we go. Very good. Triple digits. Close enough. So 70 million on that first super attack there. So very, very impressive. I think this is like a 5 million super starting out, but obviously he gets stronger with each attack received. I think like 7% strong, so up to 100%. So maxed out, that's a 10 million super, which for a team like this, that's definitely a bit of a struggle. Now, one thing to note about this fight is as you take down his HP, his super attacks placement shift. It's pretty much almost always from 51 to 100% HP. You're pretty likely to get depending on the actions, right? So if you have 7 actions within the turn, he's very likely to super slot in slot 0. However, right, it's also possible that one of those last 2 actions can be a super instead, right? So it's, yeah, it is random which one of that is, but we do make it through because both supers ended up being on Tech Broly. And now we have the turn. And we actually have a really good setup for this turn, actually. So, yeah, so the reason we're running in Broly, there are probably other variations of this you could run, but it's because you need that domain. You need at a minimum 2 domains to get through this fight. So you saw we used Int Broly in the beginning, so we can actually deal damage here because that domain pretty much prevents us from dealing major damage, and it makes Beast hit like an absolute truck. So having Int Broly's domain to mitigate that does help us. And then now, of course, we get Cell Max's domain, which doesn't help us defensively, but it does help us offensively. As you're going to see, that 60% attack that we get is going to help us tremendously, especially on the next turn with Broly's active skill. So let's see here. Let's see. So unfortunately, now that he goes into, so the thing with Beast here, there we go. Super is in slot 0. Yeah. So he could potentially super us with that last action there in slot 1. We do double-digit tank. Very nice. There we go, 100 million. So you see what I'm talking about. Cell is much stronger on his second appearance. We are able to deal a little bit more damage there, so that's why we didn't use his active first. And there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so now we take it. Where's that super? Okay, we're going... Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. I was about to say, we might have to bank on a dodge from Janemba, but thankfully we don't. And Janemba should live the normals here post-super. He might take some damage being type disadvantage and all, but I think we should be okay. Thankfully, there are no actions in slot 3, so STR Broly can make it through just fine. I mean, just like Janemba, I mean, pretty much everybody here, except for Cell Max and Broly, can... there we go, we do double-digit tank. Very nice. All right, the Broly, AGL Broly, Janemba can all get eaten by the supers. However, characters like... Fat Janemba, Tech Janemba can actually live the supers if you get his guard up. So there's that. So here we go. So this is our big damage turn. We're going to use this with the Broly here. Very nice. Get that 99 mil. Probably a little more, actually. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to put AGL Broly in slot 1. We don't need Int Broly anymore. Even though his support would be nice next turn, it actually would be more beneficial for us to reactivate a domain on the off chance we make it back to this turn. I don't think we will, but on the off chance we do, having another domain, being able to reactivate the domain should be enough. I mean, he is getting tankier, right, with each hit. 82 million on the extra here. Very nice. Okay. So definitely going to want to see those crits. Doesn't matter if we don't live, honestly, because... Oof. Okay. Hitting those normals. That's... Oh, this is not what we want. This is not what we need. We need to be hitting those supers like that. This, we might not make it this through. Okay. We might be in trouble here. Oh, we might be in a lot of trouble here. Again, we can revive. Okay, well, actually, his attack pattern should be the same on the next turn, so we should be fine. We should be able to attack with Cell Max and finish this if AGL Broly can't kill here. Oh, okay, he actually might. He actually might. Get a couple crits in there, and I think we got this. We might actually have this over. One more? Boom. Alrighty, so there you have it, folks. There is how to beat the new climactic battle against the Beast Gohan with no new units, right? Especially those of you who didn't pull for Cell Max, who didn't pull for 16, who didn't pull for Majin Vegeta, you didn't pull for Metal Cooler, right? Here's your team for clearing movie bosses, Uncontrollable Power, and the All Types mission. The reason I chose this team for the Uncontrollable Power, because it's, I mean, if you don't have any of those characters for Uncontrollable Power, this is basically what you're going to have to run anyways, and it does basically cover, it'll end up covering most of the mission. You could probably run a variation of Uncontrollable Power that doesn't use full movie bosses, but using full movie bosses does give you access to Cell Max, which is helpful. As you can see there, did a good chunk of damage, so there is that. So, guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what team did you use to beat the Uncontrollable Power mission? This is definitely one of the harder missions we've had for things in quite some time. So, honestly, appreciated the challenge. But let us know what you did in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.